Namaste all. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Mm, please comment if you can hear me. Am I audible? Namaste all. So, thank you so much for joining us today. Uh, yeah, thanks. Thank you so much. So, again, today we have another live with founder, that is Jello from Dabair. Okay, and voiceover air also. Okay, so thank you so much again for joining us. So, the founder is also here. Let's go live.
No problem.
Yeah, namaste, Jay.
Hey there. Good evening to you.
Yeah, very good evening.
Good.
Yeah, how are you doing?
Yeah, good. Been a busy day. I've been working since 5 a.m. So just a normal day for a founder.
Yeah,
Nothing new. Nothing new. So yeah, all good. This will be my. I'll try and switch off after this, but I've got a little bit more work to do. We're doing a Facebook and Instagram ad campaign starting this evening, so my marketing team are working still, and then I'll have a quick catch up with them after this. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. It's going to be fun.
yeah. Me too. Actually, not just me, but everyone else here. And thanks so much for joining us today. Anyway,
No worries.
I know you have a busy days actually, not just today, but every day.
Yes.
So I can understand. So welcome again,
Thank
and
you.
this is our community. So let's get started with the general stuff like how your founding journey as an entrepreneur, how it started, and what is your background,
Okay.
and especially regarding the products, especially dub air and voice over air,
Yeah.
especially with AI, how it started.
Okay. So I started around 23 years ago working. I'm originally from the UK, as you can probably tell, and I was working for the largest on hold marketing company in the UK 23, nearly 24 years ago. On hold marketing, very simply, is when you call a business and they put you on hold. And they transfer you. Normally, you'll hear professional voice artists, music, and script information about the company. So huge business back 20 odd years ago, two decades plus. And I was working for them for about 4 or 5 years. Became the sales director quite young. I just had a knack for sales. And then I left and had a year out and then started my own company doing exactly the same product. So I've worked in the voiceover industry for 23 years, own my own company now, run my own company for 18 of those years. And about 5, 6 years ago, we were based in Singapore. I was living there as well. And we had a lot of clients in the Maldives and went over, we were going over quite on a regular basis. And one of the GMs of the resorts said to me, "Oh, you'll have to come over. I've got something to show you." I was on another island at the time, so I flew over to see him, and he had this app, and I was like, "Oh no!" And the app, you could do absolutely everything. So the telephone was becoming non-existent, not just in hotels, but you see businesses now directing traffic to their social media pages. You've got bots on websites, so the traditional methods of calling a business have really declined to a certain point. So I thought, how can we get our product in front of people in a quicker fashion, because the normal turnaround for an on-hold marketing production is 3 to 5 days. So we were thinking, how can we do this? And then I bumped into some random guy in Dubai. I took my daughter there for Christmas, and I just sat by the pool, started speaking to this guy, and he goes, "Have you ever heard of text to speech?" I was like, "What's that?" So he showed me, and I was blown away. This was coming up to nearly 6 years ago now. And I thought, oh, this is good. Does voiceovers. Let's see what we can do. So we put a team together 5 years ago. And then we launched our mobile app called Voiceover Air at the time, 2 years ago, actually, 2 years in October on Android on Play Store, and then 2 years ago on Christmas Day on the App Store on iOS. And we did okay with VoiceOver Air. The the mobile app. There was a lot of over the past couple of years. You hear the voices on TikTok. You've seen now shorts on YouTube. You've got Instagram Reels. All of these, all of these content creators and all of this video content. It's just growing and growing. So we arrived in the marketplace at a great time. The difference between ourselves, a lot of people just think that we're a text to speech provider. We're not. We are a multimedia content creation application. So it was really a natural progression from moving from voiceovers, audio branding, sonic branding into voiceover air. And now, as you just mentioned, just 9 weeks ago, well, 10 weeks ago, we started the discovery of Dub Air. I saw one of our competitors, yeah, 10 nearly 3 months ago. They were doing an LTD, and I was like, oh, I'm quite interested in that. I like that. So I asked my team, amazing team that they are, could you do a discovery and to see if we could replicate what these guys are doing? They came back after. I asked them on a Monday, and on a Friday they said yes, not a problem, we can do it. I was like, whoa, okay. So literally we're now in the 9th week, not including the discovery week, but the 9th week of the build. We have a fantastic team here in Indonesia. They're working on multiple products. VoiceOver Air, the new mobile app's coming out, Dub Air, which you've mentioned, and which is what we're going to really discuss today. So it was really just a natural progression from, like I said, the audio branding into being able to not just provide voiceovers, but also to do dubbing, because there's a huge marketplace and a lot of businesses, and this is sort of our focus, is B2B, also B2C, but there's a lot of people that don't understand the sheer not just volume, but the amount of content that is not being shared around the world. It's in just one particular country. And the money that people can make, and we'll just take Mr. Beast, for example, who everybody knows, right? I think it was 6 months ago, he started to create multiple channels, doing it in many different languages, and their revenue went through the roof, just based on they were reaching new markets. So that's something for us. We offer that in VoiceOver Air. We're adding a new AI script translation in there for businesses to be able to reach, again, other marketplaces and other countries. So really, Dub Air is just a natural progression and just an extension of Voice Air. It's a standalone product. And what we've done, and what we've always tried to do, and what I've personally done for 18 years, is try to come from a different perspective and not do the same as everyone else. Not try and reinvent the wheel, but change how the product is marketed. And more importantly, how can we make it user friendly? How can we make it a better experience? And rather than be the same as everybody else, we're pushing the boundaries on Dub Air. We've got 4 main features. Some of the features are on our competitors, but they don't have the things that I will mention, like we have, for instance, rewrite. That's on there. So Dub Air, you have 2 methods. You can just import your file, right, your video, and the AI will provide the output in your selected language, in your target language. It will do it on its own. Or your other option is to upload an SRT file, which will add more accuracy. Everyone's doing that. We're doing that as well. Okay. You can do rewrite, which is one feature which you can edit the content. We then have Revoice, which is fantastic. We actually use 11 Labs for our voices, which I know a lot of people know, not just for ourselves, but they know who 11 Labs are. So what we're doing is we're offering a cloning feature in there. And I do believe that our competitors, such as Rask and Dubverse, aren't offering that just yet. But we're offering a cloning feature, and we're also offering high-end voices. Whereas I won't name the company, but some of the other companies out there are using the sort of Amazon Poly, the Azure, the IBM, the very generic, basic voices. So we always have believed in, rather than having having 1,000 voices and 140 languages, we prefer to go the other way and make it quality over quantity. And the reason for that, and a lot of people have asked, oh, will you have this language, will you have that language? Yes, of course we will, but it has to be high end. It can't be what you hear on TikTok, the generic voices that you hear, that you've heard over the past couple of years. So adding the revoice feature for us is a key factor in standing out, not just us standing out, but also our users being able to use the best voices available, having the cloning feature, which, by the way, the instant clone feature powered by 11 Labs is absolutely fantastic. So, for us, that's a real big turning point for the company. We have Retune as well, where you can actually edit the content before you export it. We have another one as well, which is Remix, which is really cool. You can add subtitles, captions, change sort of the elements of the content that you're creating. So we've just tried to really just dress it differently. We've tried to offer new features, or not tried, we are offering new features. And for me, I think that's refreshing, because there's been this wave of dubbing products over the past 6 or 7 months, and even with the AI avatars, everyone knows who HeyGen are. Great company, fantastic product. And people are asking us, are we using the avatars? No, we're not aiming for that in the first 2 quarters of next year. When we launch at the end of January, our goal is to really be focusing on the full content. So all we're doing is dubbing the voice and have the lip sync feature, which is unbelievable. If you're facing forward, the lip sync feature is just, it's ridiculous. It's so good. So that's pretty much Dub Air in a nutshell. One final point that I'd like to make is everyone's offering the same pricing. We're not. We're going to offer it, even though we're going to have better voices, even though we're having new features, we're actually going to undercut our competitors. And the reason why we'll do that, as it's been the same for me since I've been in business for 18 years, is because I prefer longevity with our clients. We've got clients that have been with us 7, 8, 9, 10 years, even before voice over air came around. And our goal is we can generate profit from those users, those clients, over a longer period, rather than just doing that in a short period of 6 to 12 months. We're in this for the long term. It's not we're not just trying to hit a trend of by bringing Dub Air to market, but we can offer our margins will be less, but that's fine, because we will grow quicker based on the quality, the features, and the pricing as well. And for me, as many people who are on here who know me, it's always been growth over greed. That is the way. That is, for me, is our ethics. It is really not just that, but our ethos into doing well in business, and building that rapport with our user base, our community. Knowing they see me, we have our community page, and I do a weekly live. I haven't done one tonight, but every week I do that. I think it's important to know your community, be in touch with them, build rapport. They can see that you know what you're doing. They can tell you your passion, and yeah, that's what our goal is really just to really create this community and offer them products that are not only high end but also affordable, because that's key for me.
Yeah, that's great actually. Yeah,
Mm.
thank you so much for that. Anyway, so as you said, community is the backbone, especially when you are building up the product.
Yeah,
So it will be very good if it is community or customer centric. Okay,
definitely.
yeah, yeah, I agree and I appreciate that.
Thank
And
you.
you have a deep background in the dubbing and voiceover industry. So
Yeah.
not just from AI side, but you are adding up on AI, so that it will be improved further and it can be scaled. to many languages.
Definitely.
So
Thank
yeah,
you.
you have two products. Yeah, these for audience who may not know.
Yeah,
So yeah, Jay is having two products as of now. One is voice over air and another one is dub air. So you can go and check out the details. They are shared in the screen as well, and I will share in the comments as well. Okay, and feel free to ask questions. So we have got some questions already from the audience as well,
cool.
so we can take them. And meanwhile, so I think we have some videos how
Mm.
this works. So can you show us, Jay, like just play the videos?
Yeah, you want me to share it or you want to share the ones I sent you?
Yeah, either way, if you can share, it will be good anyway, so that we
Uh,
can even stop
yeah,
and explain as well.
unfortunately, they're not on this laptop. They're on my phone, so I do apologize.
Yeah, fine, no issue.
If you wouldn't mind doing that for me, I do apologize for that. Sorry.
Okay, no issue.
I didn't come prepared. My apologies.
It's okay. It's okay. Doesn't
Cool.
actually. Um,
So, just what I wanted to do as well is, while you're doing that, is just explain what our position is when we create these demos. We want to offer a balance. We want to show the good and the bad. We don't just want to show, oh, this is amazing, and everyone, condition people into believing when we do launch in January that everything's going to be perfect because it's not. However, what you're going to see will give you an understanding and give you an insight into where we are after 9 weeks. We're still now 5 or 6 weeks away from the launch, and it's happening so fast and everything's moving in the right direction. But we want to be able to really give a comparison of the best and the worst, because then it gives it sort of just reduces people's expectations. But what you're going to see now, some of these videos are 2 or 3 weeks old. But you make your own minds up. That's what I'm going to say. But let the videos do the talking.
sure, sure. Yeah, I'm opening up videos. Let's see how it goes.
It's not that far away from where I grew up. It's like a 3-hour drive. But London was like where the rich kids went shopping on the weekend. But also everything about it felt like it was like this is a new challenge. إنه ليس بعيدا عن المكان الذي نشأت فيه. إنها مثل القيادة لمدة 3 ساعات. لكن لندن كانت مثل المكان ذهب الأطفال الأغنياء للتسوق في عطلة نهاية الأسبوع. ولكن أيضا
I
بدأ
think
كل
we
شيء يتعلق
lag
بهذا
on the
الأمر
video for
وكأن
some.
هذا يمثل
Is it
تحديا
just my
جديدا.
screen?
Yeah, yeah. Sorry.
Was that working okay for you?
I think so. Some disturbance.
Okay, because it just seemed very slow, and that please note that that's not the video, that's not the worst one. So yeah, just wanted to highlight that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree. Actually, I was going to say that because I played the videos on my desktop
Yeah.
before that, so it was proper. Now,
Yeah.
actually, sometimes it is faster, sometimes it is
Okay,
slow.
no problem. But we'll post the videos anyway, and
Exactly.
in the
Yes. So
comments,
in the
I've got a
community.
couple of good videos I can share as well. So thank you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. As far as I understood, like the lip sync is very deep. Actually, it's not
Mm.
just over the layers. So it's especially with the language, it is actually matching.
Yeah.
I cannot say 100%, but
No.
it's much more better than the other products I have seen.
Mm.
So yeah, personally, I feel both of the products actually have. I think you have the customers already for voice over air, right?
Mm.
A few people are already using even from our community.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're appreciating that, and Daber yet to, I think, have customers.
Yeah,
So
we've already we literally did we started a private pre-launch LTD about 3 weeks ago. We're only allocating 150, and we sold 50% within the first 2 weeks. We haven't really pushed it over the past week. We've been busy doing many other things, but we're not in a rush to sell them. But the first once we showed this to people, within most of them have come from our community, but also outside as well. But yeah, the LTDs are fabulous. People are like saying, a lot of people are like, "Wow, we're blown away by what we're going to get." And this is, as I said, 9 weeks. So the lip syncing, just to touch on the lip syncing, that does play. how it really depends on what you're inputting. So I would always, and we'll clearly state this on the app, we'll clearly state it on our websites, in our FAQs. You don't have to use the SRT, you don't have to use an SRT file. However, the difference between using right now, because of where the technology is, the technology is playing catch up, the accuracy is not. I would say it's not even 90%. However, with the SRT file, what it does, it actually pretty much matches up with the not just with the dub, but with the lip syncing as well. So it's more calm. It's not trying to play some of the videos we've got. You can hear it speeded up, and that's because we didn't use the SRT file. Again, as I mentioned at the beginning, we want to show a balance of the good and the bad. But yeah, where we are now and where we'll be in 6 weeks' time. Forget about it. It's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. It's amazing to see how well you've improved the speed of some languages from fast to moderate. Thank you, Victor. Appreciate that. And that just really comes down to two things. It comes down to our amazing team, and it also comes down to, as again, just to say, it's the SRT file makes a huge difference. And just to touch on, right now we've got 29 languages, and pretty much all of the languages, and we've got people in our community and outside of the community that come from predominantly most of those languages, and they're saying it's pretty good, but pretty good is not where we want to be. We want to be telling people are already saying it's excellent, but for me, I'm very critical of our products, and for me it's not excellent. We've got a lot of work to do, but when we do launch, people will be able to create content, and as people have seen, people in this on this live now will know that we're a very proactive company. We don't sit still. We work 7 days a week. My team, even though I tell them not to work, I go to sleep at like midnight. I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and they're still working at like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, guys, what are you doing? Stop. It's okay. Go to sleep. But they have a passion. We went for our end of year party on Sundays. The first time I met these guys have only been with us 4 or 5 months, and I'm truly blessed to have such an amazing team. And it's very rare that you get the synergy between everybody, but every single person in our team, in our development team and our marketing team are all on the same page. They're all working to the same goal. And I feel very lucky to be able to call them my teammates.
Yeah, that's great actually. Yeah, especially with startups, hiring and building a strong team is like a supportive team is very challenging. That is
Yes,
a
tell me
challenge.
about it.
Yeah.
Tell me about it. Up until 4 months ago, 5 months ago, the 5 years or the 4.5 years prior to that, I could write a book on it. It'd be a bestseller, honestly. Oh, it was a roller coaster, but everything happens for a reason. And these guys were put in front of me to really value, and I feel humble working with such they're all really young guys as well. And I'm learning so much from them. I'm 45 years old, and every day there's always something that they teach me. So yeah, I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. When the team is working solid, then everything seems very easy and simple. But
I sleep
and
better. I sleep better at night now.
agree. Yeah. So yeah, congratulations on the part. So how much big is your team actually?
So right now we've got 7 developers working across our mobile app for Voice Air, working on our web version for Voice Air, and obviously working on Dub Air. So there's 7 developers. We have one CTO who's absolutely amazing as well. And then we have a marketing team of 3. We're bringing another member of the team in January. So we'll be at like 11 or 12. This time last year, there was just me and one of my very loyal members of staff. So Lifter, and he's been amazing as well. So yeah, compared to where we were last year, from the help of the LTD community since January of this year, we had a lot of problems with Stripe this year, where they shut 3 of our accounts, and that we've got like over 50K in there. We haven't had that yet. We got our first small payment. So it's been a very turbulent year. However, the past for the support from the LTD community, the SaaS community, the pages like yourself and many others have really made a huge difference and have pushed us in the direction that we were always wanting to go. But it's been a huge help selling the LTDs and being able to make them sustainable, which is also key for everybody. We're not here to cash grab. We're not here to really, we could have gone on that AppZumo or any of the others, and we've chosen not to do that at this stage because we feel like we don't want to grow too fast and then not be able to deal with it. So I would prefer to grow organically. I would prefer to be in a position where we can handle everything as we are now, and we can, increase the staff members, team members, make the app better, and then we can then start to invest in the marketing, as we are actually doing this evening on some meta ads on Instagram and Facebook. So yeah, it's a natural progression for us.
Yeah, that's great actually. Yeah, you have been doing that. And yeah, we have so many community members know
Mm.
you that they have been following you from I think around a year. So they know you how
Yeah.
you work and how you interact with customers as well. So and briefly to just clear the confusion among the audience and community,
Please.
can you just briefly explain what is the voiceover, what is the bear, and what is the difference between both of them? And as we know that both of them are different products as of now, so is there
Mm.
any plan to collab them together as a product, something like that?
Yeah. Okay, so voiceover air, the sort of the elevator pitch for voiceover air, it's a content creation app that uses high-end text-to-speech along with epidemic sounds music library, so license-free music and video content. So we see voice air as really a content creation application for individuals, for small agencies, businesses as well. Now that we have the web version, because we didn't have the web version up until September of this year, and that really is offering not just marketing content, but there's many use cases for voice air. But for us, it's really just a case of being able to provide businesses and individuals to be able to create content at a very affordable price. And it's absolutely amazing. I'm so chuffed with it, especially with the new mobile app that's coming out middle of January. And then we have Dub Air, which is completely different, standalone, and it pretty much does what it says on the tin. It does, it dubs content in multiple languages, offers lip syncing, and we see that more for businesses and sort of, again, agencies. We recently signed an agreement with a company here in Indonesia under the MNC banner or companies, which is called Vision Plus. They are OTT, which is over the top, so streaming, very similar to Netflix. They want to use the dubbing, or are going to be using the dubbing and the lip syncing as well. That's been our biggest contract for Dub Air. We're working. We've got a few other really amazing things that I can't talk about right now because I've signed a couple of NDAs. But in January, we have some fabulous news to bring out to our users again for Dub Air. Regarding the integration, so what we're trying to do is, yes, we will be bringing the dubbing into voice air. However, because of the landscape, because of the way that we're going with voiceover air, which is on our roadmap, which we are going to be going full AI. We're obviously AI voices, as most of you guys know. We're going AI music, so we're going to go text to music, and then we're going to go text to video. I was on a call with a lady called, I forgot the lady's name now, from Pika. Some of you may have seen it. It's absolutely mind blowing. It's text to video animation. It's absolutely fantastic. So we're going to be integrating that into voiceover air. We don't see that fitting into Dub Air. So we will offer the dubbing and possibly the lip syncing, but it won't have the same features as what's in Dub Air. So, some people say, well, why do I need both? Well, the thing is, we're not going to put everything into one app because we just think it will be cluttered. There'll just be too much in there at this stage. And the build that we have right now, and our roadmap for next year for Voice Air is different to the roadmap for Dub Air, but they're both fabulous products. And yeah, for me, it's like it's given an example. It's like saying, with Adobe, Adobe don't just have one product. Microsoft don't just have one product. So we have to make, we don't have to make multiple products. But at this stage, we're not in a position where we can integrate everything into one platform. So this is the best method for us to be able to deliver high-end products, content for two completely different for two completely different platforms.
Yeah, I agree. In that actually, do we are we going to have this cloning feature, voice cloning feature? Like if we want to clone our
In
own.
Dub Air, yes.
Uh,
Well, it's actually going to be. It's already in Voice Air, but it will be in Dub Air. Yes. So
yes,
you'll
yes.
be, yeah, you'll get 15 custom voices, and you can use them. And the instant voice cloning is superb. A lot of people, because there was you've got, with 11 Labs, you've got PVC, which is professional voice cloning, and then you've got instant voice cloning. The instant one does what it does, quite, less than 60 seconds. It will convert your file into your cloned voice. Um, and you have the professional voice cloning, which can take up to 2 or 3 weeks, and they only give you one, so it's quite expensive. However, with that being said, some of our community who post on a regular basis are really saying that the instant voice cloning. Some of the people that are in our community have said that they've shown people, and they wouldn't even know that it was a cloned voice. They actually thought it was their own voice, and that's one of the reasons how we won the contract with Vision Plus. We had one of the major celebrities here in Indonesia. We cloned his voice. I played it to them in the meeting, our first meeting, and they were like, "No, you're lying. That's just his voice, a recording." I was like, "No, that watch." So I typed it out. I said, "Give me something to say." Typed it out, and their jaws were just on the desk, on the floor. They were blown away. So yeah, the cloning will be in both. It's a crucial feature for both products, for Voice Air and Dub Air, for sure.
And scary as well.
And the what? Sorry.
Scary as well.
Yes, very much so, very much so. And we're under we like to make sure that the AI ethics that our code of conduct is really important to us. And there's going to be people who try to abuse it, and some of our community, you're not supposed to not dub, clone celebrities' voices. You need to have permission, and we have the library, and I've seen some people in there, and I'm like, oh no. So we have to be very careful, and it's important for us. We're creating a brand here, and we don't want to get a reputation for people. Like if someone cloned Donald Trump's voice, and it's like, why are you doing that? But yeah, they've been spoken to.
Actually, I have a similar conversation
Mm.
regarding the this particular thing. But most of the stuff is like a deep fake one. I was working with a startup in India, one of the
Yeah.
like startup innovation hub.
Okay.
So where I had a discussion with another founder.
Mm.
He is working on deep fake. So the idea was like to shoot a video, otherwise maybe movie in a
Yeah.
particular language,
Mm.
and then change everything from body language to voice to language
Yeah.
and everything into multiple languages
Mm.
across the world. So
Right.
yeah, we had deep discussion on that and how he is going to do. Even actually, I think you may be aware that Bruce Willis from like Die Hard series,
Okay.
he has been working on uh, what's say creating his character
Nice.
uh,
Oh, that sounds
completely
cool.
completely using AI, so that even when he's not able to unable to work physically, but still
Mm.
his character can be used in the movies.
Of course. Of
So
course.
yeah, so we discussed that, and then actually now I am seeing the reality with your voice using the bear and all. Yeah,
Yeah,
hopefully, but it should be in control. And especially regarding celebrities, I have seen other stuff like more of legal and other stuff, like
yeah,
they
you just
have
got,
legal suits. Yeah,
yeah,
they
you've
cannot
got to be
just
so
clone
careful.
somebody's. Yes.
Yeah, you got to be so careful with that, and we clearly put that in our T's and C's, and this is why I want to have a community as well, or not why I want one. We have one is really just to make sure that look that this is a serious product and it can be abused, just like the text to speech, just like the cloning, just like dubbing, just like most AI, right? So what we are implementing is really to make sure that not only do we trust our users, but anybody that that we find that is doing that can have a negative effect on our company, because even though we have a disclaimer that it's not our responsibility, it will still look bad on us if something's done or something happens. It's still our company, so we're very vigilant on it. We'll give people a warning. We won't, we're not here to try to stop people using it, but we have to do our very best in mitigating users from abusing it. But we've not seen anything with voice over air. There's been nothing there, so hopefully we can keep it that way. But yeah, it's an important, it plays an important role in making sure that the company does their very best in keeping that abuse under under. So
Sorry.
yeah, Dub Air for us is it's in a great place with a cloning feature that most people have heard. It's going to be a killer. It really is, and actually, it's got more attention in the first when we launched our first LTD January of this year. There was a lot of attention because we only had the mobile app, and then a lot of the LTD buyers were saying, "Have you got a web version?" We're like, "Yeah, but it's really bad. Oh, you need to get a web version." So we did the web version, and it really snowballed. But with Dub Air, only since we launched the LTD, which was 3 weeks ago, the noise that it's made, maybe because dubbing's trending, maybe because quite recently you've got like Dubverse, you've got Rask. I don't really know many others, but they're the two sort of companies or competitors. And I've tried both of their products, and their products are good. But like I've said, we don't want to be good. We want to be great, and that. How do we do that? By listening to our users. How can we make it better for their experience? How can we be in a position where we're not the same as everybody else, and we're already from the videos on our community page and across, and the ones that I've sent to you, we're already confident. We're not arrogant to think that we're the best because we're not even live yet. But what I will say is that the efforts from our team, from myself, we always put 100% into that, and people will see, how good this product is going to be.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. So regarding these uh, products, actually, we have got some questions already. So shall
Yes,
we take them at once? Otherwise,
go
can we
for it.
take right now?
Go for it,
So
please.
yeah, yeah. So let's take few. Uh, okay, start. Okay, yeah. Is there any minimum number of minutes that must be used per month before the rest can be eligible for rollover?
Good question. Okay, so what we've done is if you don't use any, they roll over to the next month. Okay, if you use 58, you have two left. Obviously, then the two rolls over. We're doing it for a year. Okay, so so whatever you accumulate in that year. So for instance, let's say you don't use 2 months and you've got 60 minutes each month, so 120 minutes. That they will just roll over and you use the rest. That they will whatever whenever you sign up. So, for instance, for our LTD users, when we go live, that will be the date for the renewal. So, let's say, for instance, for example, 31st of January, the next renewal date will be the end of February. That's on the end of each calendar month. But they roll over, and we will do that for 12 months, and then it will reset again, because we just don't see um, holding that many minutes and then actually getting to use them. It's just, for us, it's a bit not illogical, but we see it as a hard feat. But yeah, to answer your question, 60, if you don't use 60 from between at the end of each month, then that 60 will roll over, Victor. Hopefully that answers your question. There's no minimum. We're not here to try to restrict people. We've been very good with our users on VoiceAir, where we weren't charging apart from on export, whereas with 11 Labs they charge on the generation and the preview. And we'll be, we're here to obviously make money. We're a business, but we're also here to accommodate our users and make sure that they're not put into a corner and worried about, oh no, I've got to use all my minutes this month. If you haven't, you're okay. But it's a 1 year. So for instance, when we launch end of January, you'll have 12 months to use all of your minutes. So if you don't use them in the first 2 months, 120 minutes, they will still be there until you use them, but they will go the following year, so 2025. Hopefully that answers that for you, Victor. Yeah, there's minutes once again. How many consecutive months can they reframe? I think I pretty much answered that for using any minutes to allow. Yeah, if a user, for instance, doesn't use. So yeah, again, just very briefly, if you don't use your minutes, your minutes will accumulate for up to 12 months. But at that 12-month point, when you've been with Dub Air, when you've had your plan or subscription for 1 year, when we go to the new year, to the second year, they'll reset again, but you get 12 months for rollover.
Okay.
Revoice. Are you talking about Revoicer? And if you are, that's an insult. No, I'm joking. It's definitely not ours. I like to disturb Revoicer if that's who you're talking about. It's definitely not our product. They're really heavy marketing Revoice all year. Same deal. And no, it's not ours. And their voices are nowhere the same as what we have. So simple answer, no. Is it possible for a user to change the voice on the audio file from male to female? Yes, you can do that. You can do that in our revoice feature. There's 4 features. So if you want to use a male or a female's voice for the opposite sex, then you can do that. There's no problem with that. There's no issue with that, and the lip syncing will work as well. Good question, though. Can I use my own voice in an audio file instead of the original voice? Yes. So you'll be able to clone inside of Dub Air. You'll be able to clone. Very similar if you use VoiceAir. If you don't, I'll very briefly explain it. So you'll be able to upload your file, and you'll be able to, once you've created, once that file is generated, your voice will be added. You'll have text to speech inside of Dub Air. So you'll be able to create your own script inside of that as well. If you want to create your own script or edit a script that you have, there's no problem with doing that. So yes, the simple answer is yes, you can.
Okay.
Yes, good question. Good question. The answer is yes. I can't give too much away at the moment, but we're already the simple answer, Andy. And hello, Andy. It's been a long time since we've spoken. The simple answer is we don't want any providers. That's why we're going text to music. That's why we're going text to video, and that's why we'll have our own. We will be doing it. I just got to be careful what I say. Just on the basis that we are with 11 Labs at the moment, but at some point next year we'll match it. It's just really down now that we've got this contract with Vision Plus and there's other things coming in revenue wise. The MRR because we've got that team. We've got 7 developers plus the CTO, so we've got 8 developers in our company. So there should be no reason why we won't do that for a number of reasons. But the answer is yes, we will next year. But don't tell 11 Labs. Don't tell them. Let's give them 60 minutes. Can we do editing on how 60 minutes will be counted? Okay, so how this works. Great question. Fantastic question. So how it works is whatever your input file is, whatever the duration, whatever the length of your input file, once you've inputted that, and you then get the options before you export, you actually get the options not just to choose the output language, but you can then edit everything that you need to do before you export it. Okay, so the minutes only count when you export. So everything that you're doing inside of there with the four features that we have: rewrite, revoice, remix. What we're trying to do here is to give you guys an opportunity, and plus for the fact of, as I said at the very beginning, we're cheaper than our costs are less than what our competitors are. And the reason for that is because the tech that we're using, we know what it costs, and what you're going to find is it's the same with text to speech. Without going on a rant or off on a big tangent, it was the same with text to speech 5 years ago. Nobody knew what text to speech costs, how much it would cost to generate 1,000 characters. And now you can just go on to Amazon Polly. You can see, you can just Google it now, and it's there. And it's going to be exactly the same for the dubbing. So why I don't want us to go, oh yeah, we can charge $1 like our competitors, and then in 6 months' time, people will be like, well, yeah, we're a company, we want to make a profit, but when people find out what it costs, they're not going to be upset with us because they know that we've not tried to be greedy. I'm not saying our competitors are. That's their choice if they want to do that. But we're talking about us. And I would much rather, again, it is to create that long-term relationship with our users, and not upset people when they find out that we were or that we were making a 400, 500% per minute, and that's not how we do it. So yeah, the answer is that the minutes will be counted when you export. But if you put a 2-minute video in, it will come out 2 minutes. So that's 2 minutes. If you want to create it in multiple languages, every language. So if it's a 2-minute video, if you want to create it in Spanish, in Hindi, in Urdu, then that's 6 minutes in total.
Okay, so I have another question here also. Maybe that is simple as well, but still, just to clarify everyone also.
Yes.
So when I upload a file that is in English, otherwise
Mm,
something. So I would like to generate the output in multiple languages.
mm.
Can I do it at once? Otherwise,
Good
I have to do
question.
it multiple times.
At the moment, no, but in the new year, yes. The reason at the moment no is because what we don't want to do is set ourselves up for a fall. And if we want to launch at the end of January, that won't be possible. So we're going to launch, and then what we will do, because it's great, because for me, Vision Plus want us to. When you use Netflix or a streaming service where you can change the language, right, into multiple languages. So what we're doing for Vision Plus is something completely separate. They want the audio file. They don't want the video file. They just want to be able to do what you can do on Netflix.
Exactly.
So we're building that for Vision Plus. So we will be able to do that, but it's not going to happen by January. I haven't done the roadmap. I haven't published the roadmap yet. I wanted to just do a few more things first with the developers, but that's a killer feature. Being able to add 3 or 4, have one video output in 4 languages. So that we'll have the tech because we're building it now for Vision Plus, but only for audio files. So we need to make it where it's in video file as well. And yes, I have full confidence in the team. I can categorically state that feature will put us in such a fabulous position. So yes, the answer will be we will do that in the new year, probably way before the end of Q2.
Yeah, exactly. Because I can see some few use cases
Mm,
for marketers. Like if I am creating a video ad, so if I just do one video and I can translate it into multiple languages. Especially in
yeah.
India, we have
Mm,
around 18 plus official language itself, and we have
yeah.
a lot more spoken languages. So
A
if I would
lot.
like to reach a lot of people there, as of now, even the mainstream media is doing only 4 or 5 languages like Telugu, Hindi,
Wow.
apart
Okay.
from English.
Yeah.
And they all they do is like they put up some keywords where English keywords are there, and
Mm.
the other words are like they try to lip sync, but that is not even the accurate one,
Okay.
because they have to put a lot of manual effort. But
Yeah.
if it can be done through AI and by just this use case, it's like you are reducing the production cost, time, and everything by maybe
Definitely.
70 to 80%. So
100%. And
yeah.
that's the thing with it. Not only the cost that the companies and individuals now are going to be able to use Dub Air and leverage that and reduce their cost by hundreds of percent.
Exactly.
But also time and the efficiency of that. For me, I'm not really a content creator, but as a salesman, being able to create multiple languages and have a business and market that business and put it into multiple languages, but only just do it once by inputting it, clicking right, tick box, this language, this language, this language, this,
Exactly.
and then the output.
Yeah, even great for support also. So if you
Exactly,
can training videos, if you can put up in multiple languages,
one hundred
that's a
percent.
great
It's a
time saver,
no-brainer.
because anyway nobody is going to check for lip sync or something, especially in
No,
support and all.
yeah,
What they need is like information and
definitely.
yeah, problem
Yeah,
solving.
it's going to be it's going to be such a huge feature for us, and more importantly for our users. But we that's already, because we're already doing it for Vision Plus for audio. It's just then once we've delivered that to Vision Plus, then we will work on the video side of it. So that there's no issues with that. The sooner the better, because that will leapfrog us into a great position.
Yeah, let's get back to another question.
Yes, please.
So is there a plan for team features?
Yes, there is, and it's the same for voice air as well. It's been asked a lot, and now that we're by the we're just coming to the end of the year. As I said, we've recently just we've got our new team that have been with us. So now when we go into the new year, these type of features, such as the team features, are key, especially if we're selling, B2B. We've got to have the team features. So yes, the answer is yes. Can I tell you when that will be? No. But what I will do between now and next week, by this time next week, obviously it's the Christmas period this weekend. But by this time next week, we'll have our roadmap out there in public, and everyone will be able to see. And the team features has definitely got to be there. I've already got it on our list anyway. But yes, the answer is you will have team features. Will it be by the end of January? Probably not. Will it be? Will it be in Q1? Definitely, most definitely.
Okay, yeah, that's great to know. So let's go to another question, that is
No
a
problem.
roadmap.
That is your roadmap. Where is the roadmap? I haven't, just to add on that, I haven't launched it. I haven't published it yet. The reason why I haven't published it yet is because what I don't want to do is to put it out. We need to be 100% certain of what we're putting out in that roadmap, because what I don't want to do is just keep changing it, because it looks like we don't know what we're doing. so, so it's better to just hang fire once we have our definitive roadmap, what we're building in Q1. Then, as I said, within a week's time, it will be out, and we'll be happy. We'll be happy to release that into the public domain.
Yeah, sure. Anyway, and I think I suggest like maybe something like Canny.io, so
Yeah,
that we'll get votes and the demands from the customer, so you
yeah.
can
We already
consider
used
that.
that for voice air. I just put our new one, our Q1 2024 roadmap out for voice air, which is fabulous. And we'll do exactly that. Use the same format for sure. But thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah. Any plan to integrate with Hagen?
Okay, so this is sort of, I don't know if this is the same person that asked me earlier this week, but what we're focusing on right now, I understand the concept, or I understand the product of HeyGen, where you got the digital avatars. Okay, you can just type in, but for me, without sounding disrespectful, and I know that the avatars are a niche market and it's popular, but for me, I would much rather, at this stage, what we're focusing on is not the AI avatars. It's actually full body, everything working. I know it's efficient to use HeyGen, but we see it as, I just don't at the moment. The AI avatars will be possibly sometime in next year. But for the first 6 months, we won't be adding the avatars or integrating HeyGen. I don't see the need for that. We will at some point, as I said, with the AI avatars. But right now, our focus is perfecting the lip syncing and being able to offer accuracy within the languages, being able to make sure that the accuracy of the dubbing from start to finish. And right now, the same with all companies, including ours, with the lip syncing at the moment. And again, I want to be very transparent with everybody. Right now, the lip syncing is about 10 minutes. So you can dub 10 minutes with lip syncing. Anything after that, at this stage, could change in the next 2 weeks, could change in the next month. At this stage, anything more than 10 minutes, the lip syncing, the software, the AI just loses itself. So this is what I have to make sure that people understand, that when you see these videos, we put the balance out there, the good and the bad, but we have to be clear with people, because I do not want to mislead people and think, oh, wow, that's amazing, I can do an hour video, where you can't at this stage. We'll add it to our FAQs. I think we've already added it. I did send it over to one of the team. If we haven't, we'll make sure that's on there tomorrow. So the moment's a maximum of 10 minutes on the lip syncing for the, and also the lip syncing for the rendering time actually increases as well. If you don't use the lip syncing, so like for instance, if you are doing an unboxing video but not showing your face, and you're doing the dubbing's really quick, really quick. It's good. But if you're adding lip syncing, and right now at the moment, the software only works forward facing, and it definitely doesn't work with beards. I can assure you, I've tried, and I'm so upset because I want to do some testing on this as well. But the lip syncing, 10 minutes. If you're doing dubbing and lip syncing, the time at the moment, we've actually just increased our servers ready for the demand in January, at the end of January. But we'll be working on this, and we will be very clear. We'll put it on our website, we'll put it in our FAQs, and we will make sure on our content that people have their limitation, their expectations limited, definitely, because it's not, we're not here to go, oh, we're the best. We're not. But we have a fabulous product that is a constant progression, and we will make it better. And like people have been patient with VoiceAir, with the web version, with what we've been doing, I think people will do exactly the same for Dub Air. And as long as they get a solid product to start off with, whether they're buying an LTD or buying a monthly or the yearly plan, and we're very clear and we're candid with them, I think we'll get the same response as we did for VoiceAir. People are patient as long as you're straight with them, and that's our goal.
Yeah, I really appreciate your transparency,
Mm.
especially regarding that time limit, and also that you'll also get more feedback, and people try to upload the clips for 10 minutes rather than
Yes.
uploading a movie and asking to do that
Yeah,
stuff.
because what you have to look at is very simply, if the dubbing was already there at that stage, Netflix would be doing it. The major movie houses will be doing it,
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
So people have to understand, if they're not doing it, and all that money that they've got, doesn't matter how much money you've got, if the tech's not there, then it isn't happening. So it is, a constant work in progress. It is an evolving software, and as I said, we'll communicate with everybody, whether it's inside our community or outside of our community, so they know what we're doing. Okay, which platform you consider as a good competitor? All right, so there's two. One is called Rask, Rask.ai. They're good. They've been around for a while. I don't know how long they've been around, but they've been around this year. I know that. We're already, with, in my opinion, and I'd love to get people's opinions once we launch, but we're already, the quality of the voices that we're offering are better than Rask already. Rask are using, I do believe, ChatGPT and another provider, and I don't know. I think they may use some 11 Labs, but not many. And then you've got Dubverse as well. Dubverse, if you go to their website, and this is me not trying to have a dig at them, but if you go to their website and scroll down about 3/4, there's a demo video on there. And the demo video, the voice that they have on that demo video is a voice that we've had in our own voice library, not 11 Labs' voice library, for 2 years, if not 2.5 years. It comes from Poly, Amazon Poly. It might be on some of the other TTS providers as well. And I just don't see the value in that, especially when you're charging $1 a minute. And we're not charging $1 a minute, but we're offering better voices. Again, I'm not here to speak bad about companies. It's not how I work. But what I'm saying is, as a comparison and to answer the question, we just have a far superior product. That's pretty much it. We have a far better product. We're offering features that are not available on Rask or on Dubverse. They'll probably do the same features at some point. But yeah, we just see ourselves as a better provider, but they are good competitors. Yes. Are you planning to create text to video platform? In VoiceAir, yes. Not in DubAir at this stage. So we will do the text to video, definitely. And we, as someone, it popped up and then went, Pika, I had an email through a contact, got an email, spoke to the lady, one of the founders. It's two ladies that actually run Pika, both from Stanford, and they are impressed with Voicel, or the lady I spoke to, and that Pika is unbelievable, unbelievable. It's like, go, if you haven't seen it, go and Google Pika. I don't know if it's Pika Labs or Pika.ai. Check them out, and it's mind blowing. They're not out yet. They're only on Discord at the moment, and we've done some tests with it, and it's really good. But yes, we will be adding that to Voice Air.
Okay, yeah.
Cool.
So, yeah, this is another question. So, what are the steps are you taking to avoid this cloning, like without permission or something?
Okay. Well, again, it's the same as what we do with voice air for dub air. Is the fact that, yeah, if I sort of understand, if I'm reading to the question, if you mean the abuse of the cloning, it's the same for everybody. You know, for 11 Labs, it's the same for any of the cloning providers. You can only really be as vigilant as you as possible, not as vigilant as possible, but you can only really manage that to a certain level, because we don't listen to people, to users' productions. The only time we would find out is if we get a complaint. That's the first time that we would find out, because we don't. All we can do is mitigate it by saying, if you do that and you don't have permission, it's on our FAQs on Voice Air, it's on our FAQs on Dub Air. If you don't have permission to use that person's voice, and then any court case or anything gets thrown up, we are not liable for that, and we will remove you from the platform if it gets messy. So that's really as much as what we can do, because we don't listen or don't have access to users' accounts, or we have access but we don't access them. It's unfortunately, you're going to get people that abuse all AI, as I said, earlier. So we can only do so much. But yeah, we're vigilant on it.
Yeah.
Ooh, good one. Do you plan to launch a beta version before the official launch? Quite possibly a week before, maybe. I'm not going to say yes, because we haven't discussed that. But we're literally 6 weeks away. So I don't think the beta. I think betas are good. I think it's a great idea, a great way to get the app tested, to get the software tested. Can we do it? Probably. Will we do it? Possibly. But I need to speak to the developers first. So again, next week we'll put that on our roadmap. If we decide early next week that we can put a beta version out, we may even just roll the beta version. I don't know that they're confident that what we're going to have by the end of January won't be beta. But if we're able to do it, yeah, why not? Let's stress test it. Let's see what we can do. Get feedback from the users, because you guys are vital to this. So it's important to be connected with the community. So quite possibly, yes.
Okay. Okay. So, yeah. What is your backup plan if one day 11 Labs decides to close down?
We'll have our own. But $100 million. If they close down for $100 million, then we'll take over. We'll take them over. But yeah, on a serious note, Andy, as I said earlier, within 6 months, we'll be in a position that we will have the backup plan, the safety net in place. And because of the way that Chat GPT is going, another sort of open source out there at the moment, that there's actually open source out there right now that actually matches 11 Labs. So, and 11 Labs are not cheap. So for us, how do we continue our growth? How do we become even more sustainable? And we do that by by building our own tech, or using open source and having our own tech, and not relying on other third party providers and APIs. It's not. Why would we pay? Like, for instance, with 11 Labs, they range like from, I think, like $3,000 up to like $1 million a month for their text to speech. And why would we pay what we pay if we can do it ourselves? I'd rather use that money, invest it in our own, and then we've got our own, So if they close down, it's not going to be an issue because we'll have something in place. So I think they're going to be around for the next 6 months at least. So we're all right on that one. But however, if they do, we'll be ready.
Yeah, this one you answered it already actually.
Yeah, how you compare it with Dubverse?
Numbers.
The similar features, but better voices from ourselves. What about the storage limit for both? Okay, okay. So storage limits. So right now, at the moment, what we're going to be looking to do, and this is really just down to capital. Once we start, because right now our MRR is just starting to grow for voice air. Obviously, nothing for Dub Air at the moment because it's not a live product. But what we will be doing is reinvesting and putting that money into servers and into storage to make sure that you guys are creating content. So at the moment, I do believe on Voice Air that you have 7 days, even though my account's not showing 7 days. That the No, we actually haven't implemented it. But what we want to do is to be able to make sure that users are not having to worry about, oh, I need to finish that. I need to export it. The whole goal of what we're doing is to make you guys as relaxed as possible and giving you a product where you're not having to worry about your character counts, not having to worry about your storage. But we'll be We'll be investing in the storage. We've increased the capacity on Voice Air now because we've had multiple layers. So you've got vertical and horizontal layers. So the vertical are for dialogue. So you can create dialogue with 2, 3, 4 voices. And then you've got the horizontal where you can add one. You can add actually multiple voices on there as well. But and then the rendering time obviously comes down to the servers. So we've just actually paid some money. We're actually using AWS. And yeah, it's just a case of investing as and when the money is in the right place. We will invest to make sure that you guys get a better experience. Okay, good question. What measures can be taken to maintain high quality standards and dubbing? So what we're thinking of doing, this really depends on the actual user. So we've had a few companies that have said, can you verify the SRT file? Can you so for instance, the SRT file which gets translated, right? So in our app, if you're putting it in, say for English, for instance, in English, and you want to create it in Hindi, you'll have both. You'll have the original SRT file, which can be edited, which in turn will edit the Hindi file, okay, the SRT file that will come out. So you'll be able to do that. However, this is about making sure that if I don't speak Hindi, how do I know if that's correct or not, right? But there's no translation feature out there. Google Translate's good at some things. Chat GPT is better at others. So what we're thinking of doing, and it's not going to be for everybody, but what we have is we have because my background in voice in the voiceover industry and audio branding, we had at one stage like 120 voiceover artists on our roster, all from different parts of the world. And what we had is a company that when we were having the scripts written, we'd have a company verify them. So within the languages, and right now, because we've only got 29 languages, it's manageable. So if you want it, if you're a company and you really want that to be 100% accurate, the best way for 100% accuracy is a human, because ChatGPT isn't 100% accurate. Same with Google and DeepL. I think it's called DeepL. Yeah, I think it's called DeepL. Something along that line. And then they're not 100% accurate. So we can't say to you that it's 100% accurate because it's not. But if you want it 100% accurate, we will be adding a feature sometime in Q1 where if you want it to be 100% accurate, there's an add-on. You can pay X amount. I don't know what the figure is yet because I haven't costed it. Just to be honest with everybody, but if you want to do that, if you're a company and you've got a project and it's really important to you, yes, you want to dub it, and then all you're really having to pay for is the translation to make sure that that SRT file is 100% correct, then people will do it. I've already spoken to companies that, yeah, we would do that. You're not going to get an instant video, dubbed video, but when you get that SRT file back, you know that it's 100% correct, so you don't have to worry then if it, for the audience that are going to be watching it. Hopefully that makes sense, but that is the only way. I've not used Ver for a moment, and what I would like is to have more vocal instrumental music. So you'll be able to do that because once we go in Q1 text to music, you'll be able to create all that yourself. We're going to have the voice. We still have the Epidemic Sounds library on there for the short term. But again, just to reduce costs for us, why would we pay in a provider when we can do it ourselves? So some of these text to musics are unbelievable. They're really fantastic. We've been doing a lot of research on them. So, but great question. We'll add instrumentals and other things that will be there in Q1. I don't think I understand. Do you mean we generate a gain for no credits until we export? Because there is a lot of trial and error in production. Okay, yeah. So if you're talking about Dub Air right now, so what we're doing is you input your dubbed video. Okay, before you get to that export, you have an opportunity to be able to edit the actual text from the SRT file. If you're adding an SRT file, which we always recommend, then you'll get to edit that. Then you can then add a different voice if you want. You can change the voice. So whereas some now don't give you the option to use a different voice. You just get the voice that's given to you, which is assigned by the AI, which for me is not a really personal way of doing it. So you get to choose the voice. Then on the final, you got the next feature, and then you got the final feature, which is remix, and then you can change more things in there, and then you can actually preview it before you export it. Okay, so that preview, counts on your minutes, not the export. So you've got opportunities to be able to change from when the input source file has first been put into the system, right? Put into Dub Air, and then you can go all the way along before you get to the final stage. So yes, the only time that the credits, the minutes are deducted is when you play that final. You've edited everything. You press play. You hear what you've done. That's then when it gets dubbed, and then when you export it, it's not counted. So you only get it's only counted once, but you get plenty of opportunity to be able to edit that production using your words, same as the word I would like to use. When you get plenty of opportunity to edit that production prior to the dub video being created. Can we set files to export in batches? Not at the moment, no. I think that's something that we will look at next week before we finalize the roadmap. But at the moment, no. Can we set files to export in batches? Unfortunately, not. Have you thought about adding a video player that can be embedded anywhere where people can choose it in what language they want to listen to? Oh, you're getting very technical on me now, aren't you? Yeah, we want to be able to do that. We're going to do that with VoiceOver Air in Q1. If you haven't seen our roadmap, just go to our website, voiceair.ai, scroll down to the very bottom, click the roadmap and have a look. So what some of the things of what we'll be doing in VoiceAir, we'll be doing in Dub Air as well. So the embedded links are going to be there. I think it's important. I think it's a really cool way for our users to be able to showcase their content. But the answer will be yes, we will do that next year. When? I don't know, but we will do it next year. Would it be included in Voice Air deal? Would it be included? What would be included? Dub Air, or could you just elaborate on what will be
Yeah,
included? What that
not
means?
sure. Yeah. Okay. We will see the maybe.
Yeah, come back with an elaborate on that one. ChatGPT voices are decent as well. Yeah, they are really good, but the problem you've got with ChatGPT, they're just limited. There's not many voices, whereas with what we have at the moment, you've got there's going to be 200 voices, so you've got more of a choice right now. It's just limited. The TTS for ChatGPT only came out a few months ago. Will that change in the new year? 100% it will. But again, it's not their main feature, so that they develop things as and when they want. So that's why we're using 11 labs at the moment. And that's why in the new year, we'll seriously start to build our own. But it's all about really what's available. And having 6 voices is not good for us. And we definitely won't be using Poly for dub air. It degrades the quality of what we're trying to create. So hopefully that answers your question. Any plan to create animation videos from text like in video? Yes. In voice air, yes. In dub air, not at the moment. I'm not even thinking about that for at least 6 months. Is your company bootstrapped? Yep. All from zero. We funded ourselves over the past 5 years. We've had no investment from any VCs. Something that I'm not really, for us personally, I'm just speaking for myself. I don't really. If I see it as that it's going to be beneficial to the company, then definitely. We've had a few conversations over the past year or two, and nothing that really caught my eye. I don't want to lose control, and I think when you get investment from people, they like to, depending on the type of investors, they like to really put their opinions in and sort of direct you on, and sometimes in the wrong way, sometimes in the right way. But yes, we are bootstrapped. Any plans to integrate directly with cloud storage platforms such as G Drive, OneDrive? Yeah, so these are all things that that we've only touched on with the developers, but these are things that we're not even live yet. We're 9 weeks into the build, and all of these things like what you just mentioned there, 100%. Why would we not? We're going to build a WordPress for voice air next year, and we'll probably do the same for dub air. We'll make this where it's going to be accessible, and put it into applications like you said, like G Drive and OneDrive. So yeah, it's definitely on the table. Again, when, I don't know. Focus right now is to make sure that when we launch in 6 or 7 weeks time, we go, we're in a solid place. Yeah, DeepL doesn't support Arabic. So this is what I'm saying, these translation providers, that they're limited. We were going to use DeepL. We had translation feature. We had Google Translate on the current mobile version, and it got abused because we couldn't really monitor, we couldn't really manage it properly, so we took it off. But we will be bringing the chat GPT, so open that you'll be able to have your bring your own key in voice air, and we will be doing that in dub air as well. So when we launch that, it will pretty much correlate what voice air will do. But yeah, unfortunately there are limitations, and we have Arabic now with 11 labs. So the voices are there for Arabic at the moment, which are great. I've got friends in the Middle East who live in Saudi and in Dubai, and they said the Arabic voices are really good. So it's just a case of we can only go so fast if the technology isn't there. It's just the nature of the beast. Can we
Okay.
send the files directly to email? It's taking a longer time while loading, if it is taken. Do you mean for dub air? You have to be a bit more specific. If you're talking about dub air, yeah, you'll be able to do that on. We've got a video, a demo video out there that shows you where you can send your productions. So yeah, if you're not saving it locally, but please bear in mind, remember, if you're sending it to email, this file size, right? Because we're gonna have to start thinking about compressing files inside of the app, which we've not done right now. But yeah, for sure. Yes, embedded is handy. Thank you. All right, great, good. Yeah, we'll do that on both. Will text to video include in voice air deal? Yes. Yeah, it will be in there. No. If you go to our roadmap, you'll see that just pretty much down the bottom, we've got text to music and text to video. That will be in. we're saying it will be there in January, but let me just say by March, because I know what it's like with software development over 5 years. But it will more than likely be there in January, but definitely in Q1 you'll have text to video in there. It really just depends on Pika. It depends on other things as well. But as long as everything goes smoothly, which doesn't always do in software development, but we're confident it will. If it does, you guys will have that in January. Okay. Any plan to imitate the sounds, like add in some sample and get it better? Oh, a tough crowd tonight. Any plan to imitate the sounds, like add in some sample and getting it better? Um, I like that. I think I like that. I think it's a really cool feature to have. I'd need to look into that a little bit. I don't want to answer that. I can't really answer it. If I'm honest, I'm sorry about that, but I don't want to give any sort of false information. And the best Arabic AI voices I've heard were 11 Labs. Well, that's it. You get them with Voice Air now. And we offer obviously more than 11 Labs do. 11 Labs, well, 11 Labs is text to speech, right? Voice generation, where we're more of a content creation app. That's why it's a good marriage between ourselves and 11 Labs based on what we offer.
Yeah,
Plus, 11 Labs, just so everybody knows, 11 Labs are bringing a mobile app out for text to speech sometime next year. They haven't mentioned that. But our new mobile application, when we finish this, I'm going to post it if it's okay in the chat, and I'll show you it. And it's mind blowing. It just honestly, I've been waiting for something like this for like 2 years, and it's finally coming in middle of January. So anybody that has Voice Air, that's purchased Voice Air web version, they'll get access. They've already got access to the current mobile version, but the new mobile version, the V2, it's just going to be unbelievable. It's just, yeah, I'm speechless about it. It's going to be great.
yeah, that's great actually. So I have a few questions.
Yes.
More of like regarding API and webhooks, something like that. If you can automate some stuff,
Mm.
is there any thing on roadmap for API and
For the API, yes,
Python?
definitely. We believe in that. I think plays a vital role to users. So we're gonna the API. I don't think will be, well, not I don't think it won't be available in January. However, with that being said, we just need to, once we launch at the end of January, give ourselves 4 to 8 weeks, so February and March, just to make sure everything's secure, make sure everything's good, and then yeah, we'll definitely be adding the API. I think it offers benefits to both provider and user, and the same with Voice Air. We said we were going to do it, but because we had a few issues a couple of months ago with our previous developers, we weren't able to do it. But in the new year, we'll definitely be adding the API for Voice Air, and Dub Air will get it as well. Let's aim for the end of Q1 to offer the APIs for both.
Yeah, that's great actually.
Okay.
So yeah, do you have any info from 11 Labs about the speech pace adjustment feature?
Yeah, so if you're talking about slowing it down and the pause and the breaks, you
Mm.
definitely haven't been on the app for a couple of weeks, because there is a pause break feature on Voice Air. So what you need to do, you won't know this, but you will now. Go to app.voiceair.ai. Okay, it's a new URL, the new domain. app.voiceair, all one word, .ai. Just log in, same as what you did on our old version, which is still live, by the way, at airtm.app. Go to the new one. All new features. We will be shutting down the old version. We've kept it there just for now as a backup, just in case we have any problems. But when you go to the new one, you'll see the new features in there. We've got the new color scheme in there. You've got the break pause feature. You've got multiple voices now, horizontal and vertical. And you've also now got multiple videos as well. So from the last time you've used it to where we are now in the past few weeks, yeah, it's a vast difference. But yeah, go check it out. The break pause button is from half a second up to 3 seconds. You can put that between words, and it works seamlessly. It's perfect. So you can put it between words, you can put it between sentences, you can even put it between paragraphs as well. But maximum of 3 seconds, and the least is 0.5. Yeah, so half a second.
Okay, great. So I have another question.
Yes.
So can we generate multiple voices in a single this like a scenario is example is like a podcast or something, so
Okay.
where two people will be speaking, so
Yeah.
I'll be uploading a text, so speaker one, speaker two,
Yeah.
and they will interact with different voices
Yeah.
simultaneously. Is that
You,
possible?
you Yeah, you've actually been able to do that on our mobile version for 2 years. We just never included it, and I never understood the text to speech providers that only generate one voice. But we've had that on the mobile app. It's on our new mobile app coming out in January, and on the web version now you've got two options. Option one, if you want to just create monologue, you can do that, and it's on one layer. It was previously on vertical layers, but it was a mess. It's been cleaned up by our amazing team. So if you just want to create monologue, you can just keep adding voice segments. If you want to create dialogue, then you can just I don't know if it's been deployed tonight, but by no, it hasn't. By tomorrow, you'll be able to press new layer, and what that will do is add the layers vertically, so you can have the conversation that way rather than them all being on the same line, which doesn't really, unless they're highlighted. And yes, you can see the names, but the vertical option will allow you to create as many voices as you want. If you're talking about a podcast with two people speaking, you'll be able to do that from tomorrow.
So AI podcasters are reality.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah, appreciate that. Actually, yeah, I
Fantastic.
had a plan for this. So yeah,
Cool.
it's really yeah. We have another question. What is the current user
Okay.
base of Voiceover?
And your user base, do you mean what are, the demographic of our user base? Is that what the question would be? I think so,
Maybe
right?
overall, you can
Okay,
say.
yeah. Well, again, it's really so vast because we have individuals that are creating content for social media, creating short form videos for shorts, for Instagram Reels, rather than use the text to speech from Instagram or from TikTok. They're creating content in our mobile app and obviously, well, not obviously, but our web version. So you have individuals, then you've got some small agencies. I've got, I speak to a number of them on a monthly basis. We have agencies there that are creating content, explainer videos, demos, pretty much right across the board. That wherever voice is being used, this is probably the easiest way to explain it. Wherever you hear voice, whatever content you see, or it's not see, hear a voice on, voiceover air does that. So anybody, right from an individual right up to large businesses, will use voiceover air. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What are the biggest challenges while creating VI and Dub Air? Okay. The biggest challenge, I think the biggest challenge was finding a team that had the same energy, had the same direction. That would I would say was has been the biggest challenge in the past 5 years since we first started from concept to actually launching the product. Would be definitely the developers, and the difference we've seen in the past 3 months compared to the past 5 years is it's unbelievable. So that would I would say is the biggest challenge, because if you don't have the right developers and you don't have this synergy and you don't have this understanding for each other and the work ethic, I don't expect. I'm the founder. I'm the one that should be working 18 hours, not our team, but that the team sort of do that anyway, and I don't ask them to do that. So what that tells me is, it tells me that they believe in the company. They get treated with respect. They get treated in exactly how I want to be treated. And we've just found that that's probably the only challenge that, and also the exposure of the product of voice air. Dub air, I think, is a little bit different now because it's trending. But what we haven't done in the past 2 years, which we are now starting this evening, is we have just started the marketing campaign. We've been on Instagram 2 years. We've been on Facebook now over a year, and we just didn't want to create this exposure. And this is a challenge because it's frustrating when you have a great product, but the mobile app isn't amazing. It's 2 years old. Then you've got the web version, which has only just been launched, and we wanted to get into a position where if I see an ad, I'm viewing one of our ads. I see the ad and the video looks amazing, and then I click on it, I buy it, and then I go to use it, and I'm like, this isn't really what it was telling me on the ad, right? Even though we're not like misleading people, what we're saying is if we're going to be putting content out, marketing content, we want people to go to when they buy, they go on and go, wow, this is amazing. And we've not been able to do that for 2 years because I do not believe, even though others say, oh yeah, it's amazing, I can't invest money into marketing. I can now because we're in a great place, but that's probably the only other challenge. Developers and marketing. Can we reduce base at start and end? What are you talking about? Voice air here or dub air? You can if it's voice air, reduce bass at start and end. I don't understand what the reduced bass is. I am sorry. Maybe my brain's not functioning right, but if you could come back to me, let me know. Just want to know what Jay thinks about the dubbing features on YouTube video, like Mr. B's channel. Are they AI generated? If yes, what voice library? So I think Google are using their own voices at the moment, and the ones on YouTube are not that good. And the MLA, right? The long form languages right now that are coming out from YouTube, and like YouTube are going to be releasing some dubbing later next year. But again, because it's not their main feature, that Mr. Beast videos are good, but they're not at the standard of some of the dubbing providers out there at this stage. And again, it's because it's not a major feature for them. Yes, it will be next year. However, you'll still be limited because they won't have the features of like what we have. We're obviously not a competitor for YouTube in any way, shape, or form, but you'll have more control by using ourselves or by using one of our competitors to be able to add the finishing touches to the dubbing. Whereas with YouTube, it will just dub it and then push it out. You'll just input, output, and they won't have all these features on their YouTube platform. So I think it's good. And Mr. Beast has earned a heck of a lot of money since he changed, not changed, but added more channels. Got like 20 odd channels now. And yeah, so for me, it's good. But what we have at this stage is better. Okay, is there any way to bypass the lip sync step if you wanted to keep our original video and just change the audio? Yeah, you can do that. You can click lip sync if you want. You don't have to have the lip sync. So, like for instance, I mentioned we've got a video on our website. Go to the link on this page on this live. Sorry, have a look at the website and you'll see there's a video on there with just some hands doing a review, an unboxing. So obviously lip syncing can't be used for that, but you can add lip syncing if you want. If you don't want to add lip syncing, then you don't have to have it. Okay. There you go. There's one thing I'm curious. Your company is constantly developing new AI-related tools. Some tools are kind of similar but sold different. Yeah, we're not really constantly because this is only we've only got voice air, and then we started dub air 9 weeks ago. So it's not like we're pushing out new products every 3 months. Our sole focus has been for the whole of this year on voice air. But the difference, what you have to understand is that they're two different products. Because as I mentioned, you may have come in a little bit late, but we can't physically put every feature that's in dub air into voiceover air, just as we can't put every feature such as the text to music right now or the text to video into dub air. Dub air won't need text to video. It's not it's not a content creation application for us. It's more of just creating content in another language. That's it. That's basically what it does. So I understand your question, but to say we're constantly developing, the dub air will be voice air and dub air. We will not bring any new products to market by next year. You'll only have them two, which are going to be fantastic. On personal request, add Punjabi in dub air. Okay, so To just to give you an understanding, and I get requests like this every week. We can only work on the limitations of what 11 Labs offer, and they offer 29 languages. If you want Punjabi, clone your voice. That's the only way at this stage that you can do that, or clone somebody else's voice with their permission. But we can't add languages, because at the moment we're calling 11 Labs' API. So the only way to do that is to be able to clone your voice at the moment. I do apologize, but that's the only way we can do it.
Yeah, I understand because as of now it is relied on 11 labs, so they have to add these stuff from their
Yeah,
side.
they just have
And
the they've just got the prominent languages at the moment, but that will change because what you have to understand is the data that has to the data sets that has to be fed into the AI to actually create Punjabi. You need hours and hours of audio for the machine to actually process and to to get it to that point. So it will happen as the tech grows. The languages will become more available, but we have to understand that right now, OpenAI or ChatGPT, it's still in like an infancy stage. It hasn't has it been live a year, 1 year, and look at where it is. So where do you think it's going to be next year? So that's one way to sort of look at it. You know,
yeah, I agree. Yeah, because as we see from the last year when ChatGPT is released, and now
Mm.
what we see is very much different,
Yes,
and it's keep on improving, and even in the during the phase, actually, it's directly killed a lot of rappers.
100%
Yeah.
it has. One hundred
So
percent.
yeah, I have this question also.
Yes.
So what happens like if OpenAI or ChatGPT themselves comes into this particular stuff like cloning voices, dubbing,
Well,
this stuff.
great question. And as this was asked a couple of months ago when ChatGPT released their text to speech, and quite frankly, what is there in the world? 8 billion, 120 million users for ChatGPT. Not everyone's a developer. That's my simplest way to put it. There's we see it as a great thing because what it does, it brings it more into the mainstream. Because you got a niche market. Text to speech is a niche market. Dubbing is a niche market, right? At this stage, so for us, we don't see it as like, oh no, what happens if they do that? We see it as a great opportunity for us to be able to get our developers to use ChatGPT to help us. We don't see like ChatGPT. I don't see in the next 12 months ChatGPT having a UI for text to speech or for dubbing. I could be wrong, but at this at this stage, even if they did, we won't be affected by it. And I can say that with confidence because the only companies that will be affected by it are the ones that don't evolve. And we've evolved throughout this year and we'll continue to evolve. And like right now, we've got Epidemic Sounds music. We've got video content, but by the end of January, we'll have text to music and text to video. So we're moving with the time. We're moving with it. So we don't need tens of thousands of users. Our goal within the next 12 to 18 months is to have 25,000 users, which is quite a lot. But that will put us at a sort of revenue of between 1 and 1.5 million a month, which is great for a company like us. $12 million. We don't want to be like, and people might go, oh, well, that's not, your aspirations aren't very good. Your goals aren't. No, 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 no. If we not if when we become a company that's generating 12 to $15 million a year, fabulous. We're doing something right. There's not many that last, and this isn't arrogance. This is me saying we have the work ethic and the determination, the desire, and the drive to make sure that we reach 25,000 users in the next 18 months. And we will do that. And it's not going to be difficult because we've got a mobile application. And most people are creating content on a mobile these days. 70% of content's created on a mobile. And if you've got a fantastic mobile application, but you also want to use your laptop or web version, then whatever you've created on the mobile will be on your web version and vice versa. So, for us, it's just about evolution. And if you don't evolve, then you end up dying. And we don't, we will constantly evolve.
Yeah, that's great actually.
Mm.
So I think, yeah, this is it from my side as well, and from the community as well. So do you have anything else to share? That something we don't know yet,
Oh, okay.
especially regarding AI and uh, yeah, voiceovers and
You want me to
dubbing AI.
share something? Did you say?
Something surprising, secret,
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well,
maybe a teaser reveal.
the something that we're working on at the moment, that even though it's not going to be a product, we're going to try to integrate it. Is real time voice to voice. So when you talk, like you're talking right now, if you want to change that, so that it's already happening on a small scale at the moment, but the tech for it is there. So for instance, if you're a gamer and you're speaking, you want to speak someone's French that's on the same game, on the same platform as you, but you only speak English, or I only speak English, you'd be able to flick a switch or press a button and you'll speak in English, and then you'll be able to talk in French. That's where that's what we will be at within 2 years. That's got to be something that we want to do. We want to be able to add that to the Voice Sonic Labs uh, sort of ecosystem, and that, yeah, the voice changer, simple as that, voice changer. But to be able to do it in real time, is going to be huge. And the tech's already there, but it needs a lot of work. But that for us is the game changer. That's something that we will most definitely be involved in, because I love languages, and just to be able to speak a language without actually having to learn it, especially when you get to my age. Why would you not? So that for me is a real cool thing. But again, full focus for us for the next 12 months is taking voice air across both web and mobile applications, becoming a prominent provider. Not here to take over the world. We're here to hit that target of 25,000 users. We'll get there. We'll do it. And then obviously Dub Air as well, just to really keep developing the features. The people that have invested in the lifetime deal, the people that are going to be buying the monthly or the yearly, when we go live, we won't become stagnant, and that's what we've tried to do. And people will know this, with voice air, we'll keep moving forward, even if it's just one change a week, even if it's just the smallest feature, or if something's not working, we won't sit back and just go, oh, okay, guys. We're a high intensity team, and we want to make sure that we do things, the best, to the best of our ability. Real time language translation. There you go. That's
Yeah,
the one.
is it called as teleprompting?
And is it from? Can you do teleprompting? Did you say?
Yeah, I said that because
Yeah.
I have some confusion whether it is same or something
Okay.
different.
Yeah, well, it will basically be, so. For instance, right now, like we're on this live, right? And if we want to reach a larger audience, or we're recording this, and you want to put it out in, let's say, a country where we don't speak Japanese, but we've got a product, or you want to promote something or review it or whatever, and you want to do a live video, a live stream, or a podcast, but you want to do it in another language. We're talking now, and you don't hear our English. It will change into Japanese in real time. That's where we need to go. That for
Yeah,
me is huge.
actually, yeah, I have seen that diplomats using that.
Mm,
Yeah, so that's what I was referring to.
yeah,
So yeah, if it can be done, if it is available for common people like us, then it will be much
it
greater.
will be. It will be for sure.
Yeah, because earlier, yeah, I was there in Japan for 3 years. So
Okay.
whenever we go out for this. some events, national
Yeah.
events, international events.
Mm.
So what we see is they're like only diplomats or high level VIPs. They used to have a translator earlier, manual
Yeah. Sitting at the
translators,
back.
and then they use to have the teleprompter
Yeah.
automatically. And now I think if it is available for common people like us, then that is game changing as well.
Definitely. Yeah.
So
It's already there.
I
And
used to use personally a Google Translate app. So I used to
okay.
record my voice and I
Yeah,
trans-
but it's just it's like that's even it's just really it's not difficult, but it's just a bit of an annoyance, isn't it, having to do that, right? So just to be able to have real time translation and actually just speak and just hear that person in your native tongue, it's a game changer, and that's where we will go. But not next year. But we'll see what we're doing. But our sole focus is on making sure that we get to the point of where I'm happy, and I'm not happy right now with Voice Air or Dub Air. I like it. Our users like it. But we've got so much more to offer, and I think if I keep that momentum, I keep that mindset, which I will do, then that will offer more growth and offer benefits to our users because we will just constantly add features or get it to the point of where it's great, but there's still things we can add to it. But yeah, the real time AI interpretation is ridiculous. It is, and we'll be part of that. I want to be part of that.
yeah, looking forward to seeing
Cool.
even greater stuff.
Thank you, Victor. I appreciate that. Yeah, just as I said, Dub Air is getting a lot of attention at the moment, and Voice Air is going to be where once Dub Air goes. Well, Voice Air mobile app will be out middle of January. Dub Air will be out at the end of January. So that first month of the new year is just going to be hectic. It's going to be crazy for us, but a great way, in a way that's going to give us so much exposure, and put us in a place where people are talking about us, people are signing up, and the most important one for us is to make sure that users get the best experience possible, get the best features possible, and that it's at an affordable price, because we don't want to mark people out. We're charging less than our competitors, and we will, by the way. I think by the end of March, that because of the way that OpenAI are doing their tokens and the pricing and stuff like that, because we are using some tech from there, that we'll be able to add more minutes to people's accounts. And that's what people's productions. That's what we want to do. We want to be able to give. If we're happy with the margins we're making, we'll still maybe take a little bit more once it gets to that point. We'll go, look, guys, we can just add another 10, 20 minutes to your monthly plan. That would be amazing. That's what I want to do. I want to be able to give our users something that we don't necessarily need that profit. Yes, we need to make a profit, but we know what we want to do, and that's to make sure that people are happy with what they get. There you go.
Yeah.
But
So actually, yeah, you have been constantly telling us that, yeah, your focus is more of customer centric rather than just short time cash grab. You are
definitely.
against a lot over profits. You are against like huge money as an aspiration, but you are
Yeah,
more of about the like impact that you bring
definitely.
to more of the people.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
100%.
really, yeah, I really appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think this is it for today. So
Thank you.
thank you so much again
No
for your
problem.
time. We
No
scheduled for one
worries.
hour.
No problem at all.
Now
You're
it's
okay.
almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I have eaten lot more time.
Thank you for everyone for staying on so long as well. I
Yeah,
appreciate it. Thank you.
yeah. I
Cool.
think we will continue this conversation and discussion
Okay.
in the community as well.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. Thanks.
No
Again.
worries.
And by the way, from where you are attending now, right now?
I'm in Indonesia. It's just coming up to quarter to 11 at night. Yeah, in Indonesia, in Jakarta at the moment.
Okay, okay. So you are from UK and now in Indonesia.
UK,
Travel Singapore
UK.
and all.
I haven't been back to the UK for nearly 20 years. I've lived pretty much all over Asia. Jay is about to get a sore throat. Don't worry, it's okay. I can get some rest. But yeah, I've been around a bit and I've found my home now in Indonesia. I've got a fantastic team here. I've got an amazing wife. My daughter's happy in school. So Indonesia is the place for me now for many years to come.
Yeah,
No
hopefully
worries,
we'll meet.
Andy.
Yeah,
Thank
hopefully
you.
we'll meet. Yeah,
Yes, definitely at some point, I'm sure.
sure. Yeah,
All
thank you so
right.
much. Take
Thank
care.
you, guys. Thank you for your time. All right. Enjoy your rest of your days and evenings. See you later.
Yeah, see you.
Bye bye.
Bye. Take care. Yeah, this is it, guys, for today. I hope you enjoyed this with maybe knowledge and experience from Jay, and yeah, maybe I had some good questions as well from my side, and I have seen a lot of interesting and what's a uh, valuable questions from our community. Thank you so much, and please join our community to participate the lives like this, and even to win giveaway prizes. And please share your feedback regarding the product uh, with the founder. You can even join the community of voice over air and dub air as well, and also you can share the feedback in our community as well, so the font is in our community. And also if it is specific to our community lives and other stuff, feel free to share your feedback with us. And if you want to bring if you want to see some founder with our community during the live, yes, please add up some names in the community. We will try to bring them up to our live. So thank you so much for your time and feedback. And also we will okay, yeah, and also we will try to announce the giveaway winners as soon as possible. And please take the conversation to community as well. Okay, Victor unable to join live sessions on Facebook. I don't know why. I have seen experiencing. Okay, okay, yeah, we can try that. So within our community or any other live. So we will see that maybe Facebook issue or some other issue. Okay, yeah. Thank you, Victor. Thank you, everybody else. Yeah, a lot of names. Okay, thank you so much. Take care. Please share your feedback and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And yeah, we have been putting up some reviews as well. Okay, and also we have other automation channel as well. So yeah, please stay tuned. Thank you so much. Take care.